What's up everyone, Train Freak here, and today we got a layout update for you. I have finally been able to get back on the layout, so I apologize for not posting an update last weekend. That's because I literally went a whole week without doing anything, so there was really nothing to update. But before we get into it, while the Blue Streak Fast Freight is going by, let me remind you we got Sidetrack Sunday tonight on Boebel's channel. It should have been Rick the Tree, but nope, it's going to be on Boebel's channel. He's going to be hosting the Halloween special, and I will be there tonight, and I have a surprise treat for all of y'all, but you have to be there in order to see it, or you're just going to have to catch his replay and figure out when I shared that special treat. So someone got tricked, but the rest of you are going to get a good treat. So I'll leave it at that. So as far as the update today, I did a little bit of ballast, and I worked on some trees. So let me show you what I've done, and we'll go from there. And I'll even show you how I made these trees. So be right back. And today we've got some super trees. I've got 2 boxes, and this is my starter kit. I've actually opened these in mail calls in the past, and in a previous mail call, I will link that video in the corner, in the upper right corner, what all came in my starter kit. So I'm going to have the help of Miss Freak and Freak Jr. on making some HO and N-scale trees for both of our layouts. So yeah, just follow along and we'll show you how we did everything. Okay, so I have a bundle of trees. This came in the starter kit just like that, and this is how it came once I took it out. And what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to start taking this apart. And some of these actually look good to go ahead and start with, and some of these, yeah, we're going to have to kind of cut and make things happen. Yeah, this bunch here is actually not very bad at all. But sometimes you might have one that looks like this, and that's going to look kind of weird. So what we might be able to do is take some cutters and cut that little branch off, and that's going to make a good N-scale tree here by itself. And then that's going to make a really good looking HO scale tree. So the first thing is to go ahead and get these fully separated, like so. And then we have another step afterwards. So like I said, some of these are probably going to need some clipping done to it, and some of these are pretty much ready to go. The other thing that we're going to have to do, I mean, that looks really weird, so yeah. But we can definitely use that to make a tree. And maybe this one over here as well. If not, there might be a few pieces that we might lose out on. Now, something else that I would like to show is, if you can get real close, there's these little leaves right here. So we need to take all of those off. And these here are just regular decal tweezers. You can grab the leaves and start pulling them off, because we don't want those on our trees at all. And so we're just going to kind of work the tree around until we get all of these little leaf things off. And once we do that, then we should have a really good tree that we can go ahead and start getting prepped for the next phase, which is going to be painting our colors. So let me go ahead and get these leaves off, and I'll show you what a ready to go tree looks like. And then of course I'm going to pull that little piece off. That might, this right here might make a really good small N-scale tree, and you got a HO scale right here that's going to be a good tall one. So, and not all trees stand straight, but you know, we could always bend these up if we needed to. But yeah, this is what we're going to try to make our trees look like at first, and this gets us ready for the spray painting portion of the video, which will be next. So we'll be back. So I actually forgot to record this stage, and so basically I'm just going to kind of tell you how I did it. Basically I just grabbed a few of the trees out of the box that we did and laid them on this sheet of plywood, and I took Rust-Oleum dark brown, it's a satin, and basically gave it a good coat on the top side. And I will let you know that the trees do try to fly away when you spray it with the spray can, so you got to be very careful not to go full force. But once that side dries, flip it over, repeat, the other side, and make sure that, there's not any part of the tree that doesn't have that dark brown paint. Then after that's done, I would go and take a regular brown can of Rust-Oleum, so it's going to be lighter, and just kind of spray a few highlights on the trees. And you can do that on one side, both sides, it doesn't really matter. It's just to kind of simulate some of the sun hitting the branches. And then from there, we will actually hand brush a gray by doing a dry brush technique, which I will show you next. Okay, so I'm just basically using acrylic paint. This is a Dove Gray. And basically I wiped as much of the paint off on the newspaper that I could, and I'm just barely dabbing mainly the trunk area and the lower branches. And that's because that's to kind of give some, not necessarily depth on the tree, but to give it texture. Because if you actually go and look at a real tree, you're going to see that the bark on it kind of goes from dark to gray. And then on this tree here, which is actually going to be what I call a widowmaker, it's just basically a dead tree, you can do a lot more gray with it than you would on a live tree, because that's going to simulate a lot more of that brown bark, being, falling off of the tree because it's rotted and it's dead. So that's a few little techniques that you can do when you get ready to make your trees for your layout. Okay, once your gray paint dries, we're going to use a 1 to 2 Mod Podge to water mixture. It's 1 part Mod Podge, 2 parts water, and then you can add a couple of drops of dish soap in there. And we're basically going to take our tree, we're going to dunk it, just like you saw a minute ago, and then you take the super leaf flock and just sprinkle it on top of it and get a really, really good coverage, and then try to shake all the excess back in the bin. And the reason why you want to use a bin is it helps you reduce waste. So we can always use a little bit more back. And then now I'm just trying to tap as much excess off of the tree as possible. Now we hang our tree upside down with a clothespin on a line, and we're just going to let it dry upside down, and that's just going to help it straighten up. And as you can see, we've got a few different colors. In front of you we have spring green, and then there's some of the small ones, and then this is olive green, and lastly we have the dark green, so we went with 3 different shades of green. Alright, so here is our lovely trees. These are Scenic Express, and I used 3 different colors. I used spring green, olive green, and dark green. So I wanted a good variety and mix, and yes, I even put a dead tree right there. That was one where some of the armatures didn't look right, so I just turned it into a dead tree. But here we go. And then I also did a little bit of ballasting. I ballasted the second track that goes through the small hole right there. But I got it ballasted all the way up to here. I do not want to go any further until I get my cantilever signal put in here. So the truck won't stay. I just have them sitting here for now. But it's supposed to act like there's like a little dirt road for him to go in and, get to that signal there. So cantilever, I'm still waiting on that to come in. And then as far as this side, it's probably just going to be a little bit of grass, and we're going to put in a dirt road. That's why I've got it penciled outlined. And then I'll slowly start working my way on plastering over here and getting this painted and flocked as well. I've got another industry that's going to go right in here once I get the plywood put in. So that's kind of where we're at with things there. But what I can show you, and it might even look better on the picture, but you know, the whole goal with those holes is to hide them. So this is about eye level, and you can barely see the hole right there where the trees are from this distance. And this is about the spot where I'm going to be standing looking in that back corner, because the balloon loop's going to literally come right out there, right along this way. I don't have the bench work built yet, and we'll have a 45-degree angle. It's going to come in about right here and then curve and take that right there. One of the things I am thinking about doing, I haven't fully decided yet, I'm thinking about taking this switch out and actually going to put it on this track here. But if I do, that's going to kind of change the way things are operated. So I don't know, I might leave it, I might not. I did order some magnets that the DCC guy was sharing not too long ago. And so they are the, I don't even know how you pronounce it, but neodymium or something like that. But they're super, super small, but super strong. And I'll have two, they'll go under the rails. So that way it'll only pull the trip pin, you don't have the magnet in the middle. And what I'll probably do for the operator is paint the side of the rail white. UP actually does that with their electronics. I don't know if the Cotton Belt did, but hey, you know, just a little small white dab of paint just to let, you know, the operator know, hey, this is where he can uncouple, and not to stop his train on that, or where it could uncouple. So, but yeah, like I said, there's the trees, there's the ballast. That's really all I've worked on today. And I even did, you know, a few right here in the corner. You can't really see them too well because of the other train, the Rock Island local. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So other than that, well, next I've got another batch of trees painted up, because this will be the next section I'll put trees. I slapped an orange tree there, but it's not going there. I still got 2 more trees left. I've got a big oak tree that I'm thinking about putting at the top of this little hill, and just it being a single solid tree. But I'm probably not going to put that in until I get my dirt road here. So this is all going to be a dirt road to back in there. But, you know, got some more trees coming so we can get this filled out. And then call scenery over here good. Of course, dirt parking lot, dirt road. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do here yet. Just probably grass. And it probably won't be static grass, but just regular grass. And then, like I said, I can just start focusing on this area over here and work our way out, make some bench work, and then eventually that'll allow me to start building underneath. So once this is all done up at the top, we'll go underneath, go from there. I've got 2 more industries to go up here. We've got a cooperage, which I've got a building for it. For those who do not know what a cooperage is, it is a place that makes wooden barrels. So Patreon members, I will probably be polling you on a good name for that. So, and then of course the Tetanus Scrap Company is going to go up in here as well. All 3 industries inside the balloon loop, and that will give 4 industries for the town of Wiener. So, alright, other than that, that's all I've got for you today. So I hope to see you tonight on Ray Boebel's channel at 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Mountain, or 5 o'clock Pacific. Anywhere else in the world, yeah, you're just going to have to figure the math yourself. I'm not going that far. Because like I said, I do have a treat for all of you. So make sure you check it out, alright? Alright, well y'all be safe. I wish y'all a great week and happy railroading.